Farming Simulator Signature Edition is out now for Nintendo Switch 2, and today we're going to take a look at it. So we finally have a farming simulator game made specifically for the Nintendo Switch 2, or that's what you would think. Because here's the thing, Farming Simulator Signature Edition is Farm Sim 25, but on a Nintendo Switch. This is FS25. The stuff in the store is the same, the tractors are the same. We've even got the Mercedes-Benz trucks pack in here. We've even got build mode, so if you wanted to build something, you could do that, or adjust the terrain. It is all doable. The Signature Edition is even following some of the same numbering schemes that FS25 did. For example, the version that I'm on right now is 1.14. No game launches at version 1.14. This is FS25, but if you've never played Farm Sim 25 before, let's get you started. So first off on the main screen, we've got career, achievements, you've got options, and credits. If you go into the career, you're going to pop in here, you've got 10 game save slots. This is exactly like FS25 is on the Xbox and PlayStation. However, PC has 20. If you go into achievements, of course, well, this is where you've got all of your achievements. So you got to figure out how to do those. If you go into options, we get a few things here. You got your game settings, display, sound, all that good stuff. All of mine are set to default right now, but you can go in and change things how you wish. As a matter of fact, the in-game HUD scale, I think, is the only thing that I changed. This one starts at 100%, but it's a little bit big. Might be okay if you're playing on the Switch itself, but I'm sitting at a desk with a Pro Controller, so I'm going to use 80%. I also turned my music off as well, but that's just kind of a YouTuber thing, I would say. And then lastly, you got the credits, and the credits will roll, but we're not going to run that today. When it comes to the controls, and mainly I'm just going to be talking about the Pro Controller because I normally use an Xbox controller on PC when I play Farm Sim 25. So I've got the Pro Controller here. With this one, as well as the Joy-Cons as well, you are going to be running the exact same controller setup as you do with Farming Simulator 25, 22, 19, all the farming simulators before that. It's a little bit different than the Farm Sim mobile games have been, though. If I were you guys, there are a few things that I would probably change up before you do anything else. Number one, swap the A and the B button. Those are going to be your two buttons right here. Swap those out because it's going to make things a million times easier, especially if you are coming from a console. Secondly, you're going to want to set your TV resolution to 1080p. At 4K, I'm getting about 15 frames a second. It looks absolutely atrocious and it's unplayable. It's so bad that I didn't know changing this would fix it. And I put the game down for a few days because I didn't want to play it anymore. It was that bad. So if you're going to be playing on a TV, change it to 1080p. You're welcome. So we got all of that done. Let's jump into career. We're going to start a new one. I'm going to quickly run through which one or what you can choose from through here. So we have three maps. You got Riverbend Springs, Hutempentai, and Zielonka. Riverbend Springs, that is going to be your American map, USA. Hutempentai, this is going to be an Asian map. And then we have Zielonka, which is a European map, mostly a Polish-style atmosphere. We have three different modes: New Farmer, Farm Manager, and Start from Scratch. New Farmer is going to give you the farm, it's going to give you fields, it's going to give you money, and all the equipment that you need to get started. Farm Manager doesn't, and Start from Scratch also doesn't, and makes it harder. You're welcome. You've also got starting money. No matter what mode you're in, you can go 100,000, 250, 500,000, 750, and $1 million. Honestly, for new farmers, if you're brand new, I would recommend New Farmer, $1 million. You have the cash. If you want to try something new, you can. You can always restart anytime. You don't have to leave it up. If you do start a game save and you get so far into it and you don't want anything to happen, then, you could start super low. I find that the less you start with, the longer the series goes on, and it feels better that way as well. You got progression, Starting loan, this one is available in the same increments as well. Basically, this is money in the green, and this is in the red. So this right here, technically, once I get into the game, means I have $0. So starting loan 0 for me. Economic difficulty, easy, normal, and hard. This is just going to determine how much money you get and some of the settings that are on and off once you get into the game. Starting farm, if you go with yes, you get your starting farm. No, you don't. And then you could buy starting farm if you wanted to. And then guided intro tour. This will just kind of start you off. If you're brand new, go with that. I'm not going to go through it because I've already done it. in Farm Sim 25 a couple times. So I'm not going to do that again. But if you are new, go do that. And once you're finished with it, I'll catch back up with you right here. Once you got it, load it in, baby! Here we can choose our character, and you can put yours together. This is my dude, a very tan guy with a hoodie and gloves and a mohawk. That's my inner character right there. But you can go through, we got all kinds of different stuff to choose from, all kinds of different clothes, shoes. I mean, you could probably spend half an hour in here getting your character together, but we are not going to worry about that. This is where we start. This is our starting farm right here on Riverbend Springs. We got a couple fields, so you've got farmland number 1, which is farm, and then we got fields 2, 3, 4, and 5. A lot of people like to plow 3, 4, and 5 together. I'm a big fan of it as well. If you're doing the tutorial, we'll have to come over here and talk to Grandpa, but we are not. And if you're not quite sure what to do, you may need to turn on some settings, mainly in general settings, the help window. This could help you a lot. It tells you what buttons to hit. It's up in the top left-hand corner, like when you walk up to Grandpa, tells you what to click, which is going to be left stick in, whenever you want to talk to Grandpa. It also tells you what you need to push to get into the tractors and connect different pieces of equipment. You need all of that. I do not, but you do, probably. So I'm going to turn mine off. However, you probably need to leave yours on if you're brand new, at least to start off with. Then we get into a few other things. So you could change your game name. So if I wanted to change mine for, let's see, whatever reason, what do we want to call this? Well, we're not going to call it anything because it's the wrong buttons from what I'm used to. So I'm just not even going to worry about it. We also have an autosave interval. So every time you hit save after 15, 10, or 5 minutes, it will save the game for you, as this just kind of prevents any issues. There's no mods, so you don't really have to worry too much about it, but, you know, it's a thing. I turned mine off, if that matters to you guys. You've also got time scales as well, so, like, if you want the time in the game to go like it would in real life, well, you could adjust that. It's actually right above my head right now, so that's where that setting is going to be. I'm a big fan of running at 0.5 because it takes me a while to do stuff, and I don't like it when days go by. So there's that. You can also change your economic difficulty in here if you find that you've set it on normal or hard and it's way too difficult. Put it on easy, you'll make some extra cash. Yeah. Then you got traffic. Now we do have traffic on the roads themselves. I'm actually going to go into build mode because here I can fly and we can find some traffic. Where's the traffic? I found one. There he is. It's a car. Is he going to turn right? Of course he is. So we got traffic around the map. It is a lot more sparse than it is on the desktop version, but it does exist nonetheless. So if you don't want cars driving around, sometimes it's a lot easier if you've got a big truck or a big combine harvester. Turn that off on your way to the field, and then you can turn it back on once you get there. We also have a few other things. These next settings could change the way you play the game and could make your game extremely difficult and may even break it, but it's not actually broken. It just doesn't work the way that you thought it would. So, seasonal growth. With this one turned on, everything works like normal, and you would have to use this calendar right here to go through and find out when you can plant. So, planting season is green, harvesting season is in orange, and then you just kind of pick what you need from there. If you have that turned off, and I'm actually going to show you what happens here. If we go into settings and we go turn that off, where is it? There it is. That's off. And now you can do whatever you want at any time. However, it still looks like it's January, July, August, September, you know, any time during the year. Did I say it? January, June, July. Oh my goodness. That hurts. Or if you hit paused, nothing will grow. So, do you want to be able to do whatever you want whenever you want? Then you click no. Do you want it to tell you when to do stuff? Yes. Well then, yes. And do you want Farming Simulator not to work right? Click paused. That is the way that works. Also, if you go with no for seasonal growth, there is a chance that some of the crops could take a little while longer and you won't know when they are going to be ready. So I think a seasonal growth, yes, it's usually pretty good. Days per month. So this is going to be from 1 all the way up to, I believe, 30. Is that right? 28. So you could run 28-day months. So 12 months, 28 days a month. Every month is February. That is how many days you can run in game. If you go with 1 day per month, so every month is just 1 day. This is what I do. I think it's the easiest thing by far. If you've gone for seasonal growth of no, well then here you can actually choose what month you want it to be all year round. I think in July, August, that's kind of the mark, but you could do whatever. And then snow, you can turn this on or off, depending on what your preference is. Then we get into some other stuff as well. Crop destruction. When you drive over the crops, do they get destructed? Yes. Well, then there you go. So on and so forth. Periodic plowing, field stones, limestone weeds, etc. If you're curious about any of these, it is really easy to just search on YouTube or Google or whatever. Sorry, I've got the hiccups right now. It's the worst time to get hiccups during a video. You can easily just type in like lime tutorial FS25. You'll be good. I'm going to try and go through all of my old videos for FS25 and also change it to FS signature, but we'll see how YouTube likes that. As for the rest of settings, it's really just kind of a personal preference for you. You could turn stuff on, off. You've got different units of measure, stuff like that. You've got cameras, different stuff right through here as well. Input controls, here's mine. I did modify these, and this is what I would recommend for you guys starting off and then go from there. Vehicle arm sensitivity, this is something that can be good or bad depending on how good you are and how precise you are. If you're a Farm Sim legend, you could probably crank that up to about 200 and not have any issues. If you're a noob, maybe 100. Leave it there and go from there. I think everybody should go up to 300% steering sensitivity, but that's just me. Direction change automatic for sure. Gear shift change automatic there as well. And speedometer display value, you could do whatever. And the rest of it's up to you. And graphics settings, well, there's really nothing here. This isn't really graphics that much. So how do you get stuff? Well, you can go into the store and here we'll find different things. You've got the brands. So if I know that the thing that I want is an Agrio, I could choose that. If I know that it's a large tractor, I could choose that. And you've got everything in here that you could possibly want. When you start off in New Farmer, one of the things that you get is this guy, the John Deere 3650. And you can actually see right below it, we got a little house, little garage, and it's got a 1 beside it. That means that you own one of those. There's also a key beside it on the other side. That is a lease. If you click that, that means you are leasing the vehicle. Leasing is so much cheaper. If you purchase this, 45 grand. If you lease it, 2,200 bucks. Way cheaper. It's about 5% roughly of the total amount. And this is a great way to harvest your fields faster. Oh yeah. Once you found what you need, or maybe you haven't found what you need, you can go into packs here. Let's say you're doing grapes and you don't know really what to do. Well, you could easily just buy everything in here and you'll be able to do grapes. Vineyard stuff's really something that doesn't have a way to do it more. So there's that. There's something else that you could do. If you're looking for used equipment, we actually kind of hit the jackpot here with used equipment. We got 2 Mercedes-Benz trucks in the used vehicle sales. Usually in here you'll find 4 to 5 pieces of equipment. If you bought them all, there's going to be none, and it updates usually every month-ish in game. Sometimes it may go 2 months without updating, but there is that. And then, of course, down here at the bottom, we've got all of the stuff here. So you've got the animal dealer, which is in there. You've got your wardrobe. So this is where you're going to change your clothes again, just so you know. You also have the construction menu. So this is that. I prefer the shortcut for the construction menu, which is actually going to be left bumper and then the select button, or what is the button on here? I don't know. It's got a line through it. It's the minus button. That's an easy way just to get into the build menu. And then we also have farmlands. So you can see all your farmlands, but you can also see that through the pause menu, which it goes there as well. And then lastly, vehicles, which is also well in the pause menu. There's a couple things where there's multiple different ways to get to it. Just play around. The more you play the game, the easier finding stuff like this will be. So you're settled in. You've got the stuff. You've loaded into a map. You've got all the equipment that you need, but you really don't know, what do I do next? What am I supposed to do next? I don't know what to do. DJ's got you. What you won't do is harvest. Yeah. You can actually go into here and it'll tell you what needs to be done. So we'll zoom in on the fields that we have. And then we want to go to growth. And we're going to let it sit and wait. Yep. Apparently this takes a while on the Nintendo Switch version. Yeah. Still loading. Loading map. It's down there at the bottom. We'll sit and wait for it. That took way, way too long. That's a bit unacceptable. Please fix that, Giants. That's awful. In here, you can see on the left-hand side, you've got like your stubble, tillage, cultivated, plowed, seedbed, growing, ready to harvest. Ready to harvest, harvested, and remove foliage. Those are three of the ones, I guess, that you want to look at. Remove foliage, that's for things like potatoes and sugar beets, but that also means ready to harvest. And if you check out ready to harvest, which is your yellow right here, yeah, find the fields that you've got that are that color, and you'll be good to go. So we can see we've got 2 fields that are ready to harvest, one that has been plowed, and one that is harvested. If we go back over to our crops and we kind of line that up, we could tell that farmland number 3, this is wheat, but if we just kind of circle over it, it'll also tell us, and I'll also tell you what you need. And then we'll come over here to 5, and we'll hover over that. It says it's canola, and this also needs lime, but everything needs lime. Nobody really uses lime. It just is what it is. You can, that's cool. I'm not going to, but you can. If for whatever reason you are curious, like, well, okay, wheat, what can I use to harvest wheat? Well, think about it like this. Wheat and canola both are technically grains as far as the game is concerned. So we'll go in here and we can say, all right, I need this stuff. And fortunately, that stuff is what the game starts you off on. So that is very, very cool. We'll run up to our combine harvester here. We're going to jump in. It's going to turn on automatically for us if you have not changed your settings. I'm actually going to change mine here to the automatic engine start off. And this way I can turn on the engine myself. And it's basically going to be the opposite of build mode. It's going to be right bumper and the letter Y. So we'll pull this out of here. There we go. We will drop the trailer just like that by hitting the, well, for me it's the B button, but it's technically A. And then we'll just ease into it. Gas and brake are going to be your shoulder buttons here. We'll grab our header off of the trailer. For anyone who's new, that may be the more difficult thing to master there. And then we want to unfold the combine harvester. You're definitely going to have to use some combo buttons here. And it's going to take a little while probably to memorize these. But you got this. Matter of fact, I need it right now because I don't know how to turn on my straw swath. Let's see. We got the disable straw swath. All right, so it's already turned on. That is good. So we'll lower that, turn it on, and guess what? We have GPS. Oh yes! The Nintendo Switch, the mobile version of the game. Well, I say mobile version of the game. It's this version of the game as GPS, which is super, super, super exciting. Let's flip this over to here, steering assist. There it is. And it's got me. So we'll click that, and we're good to go. When you are doing any type of work, when there's things moving around, when you've got machines working, you're probably going to lose frame rate. It just is what it is. I don't know if there's anything you can do to prevent it, but that happens. The steering's not too bad, especially if you've got it cranked up. And then once you've got everything, just go for it again. And if you're curious how to use GPS, just type in, again, Farm Sim 25, GPS, Farming Simulator GPS. There is a GPS mod as well. Be careful. If you don't want to do this yourself, choose an AI worker and have them do it. You can just click and they should take over. Sometimes they don't take over where you wanted them to take over, but they will take over nonetheless. Now we got a couple other things around as well, so we want to maybe collect some of this grain. So we can jump in here. I've actually gone into first person. That's going to be pressing down on the right stick. And now we are in here. And actually right in this building here is going to be our trailer. And we need that trailer. So I'm in first person. We're backing up to it. Nice and easy. And we're going to attach. Just like that. And now we got to head out to the field. And I know the field's going to be right out here to the left-hand side because I've been playing Farm Sim 25 for a year and year plus. And so now I can come in here and we'll just find our combine harvester, whatever he's doing down here at the end. Recommend definitely doing the edges yourself or the headlands yourself because the workers, they do something all right. Anyway, he's lost his privilege. They do better when you just have them do the whole thing. There's your crop destruction right there. And we'll just put our grain in here. Boom. Just like that. I got 1,500 liters of it. So what do we do with that now? Well, what we're going to do is we're going to go over here to prices. And in here, we need to find wheat, because that is what we've got currently. All right, wheat is right here. And then we just need to find somewhere that's the best place to take it. Grain barge number 2 is definitely the closest place, and is not a bad one to do. So we're going to take that, we're going to tag it, and once we've tagged it, we're going to get a red marker up on our screen that shows us exactly where to go. You can make your map a little bit bigger there at the bottom, which will tell you exactly where to go, or you can simply hit the pause button and go to the menu there. I normally cut the corners through here, so I'm not going to worry too much about that. We'll pull up, and we'll get ready, and we will dump all the goodies. So here we go. It tells us the button. It's right and X. So we'll click those, and dumps it in, and we get a little bit of cash. It's not a lot, but it's enough. And that's just one little bitty bit. When you've got big fields and stuff like that, you are good to go. You could also sell your vehicles as well. You could do that through this menu here. If you go over to vehicles and say, you know what, this John Deere, I'm tired of this thing. I want to sell it. So we could click that button, and now it's gone. But unfortunately, your trailer's here as well. So if you're going to sell your stuff, make sure your stuff is where it needs to be. But there is a little bit of a way around this. So you could take this, click on it, hit reset. You can also sell it from this area here. So we've got that, and maybe, just maybe, I've got my other tractor. I want to reset. Oh, no, don't sell it. We want to reset it too. And those are going to be reset to the shop. And so now, everything's by beside each other. And I didn't have to do a whole lot. I just got to drive it back to the farm. That's it. Some other pretty basic stuff whenever you're ready to buy or sell a field. For example, if you're wanting some extra cash, this one's a pretty popular one to sell. You just simply click on the field. You'll get an option to sell it. And now, boom, you've sold it. Can you buy it back? Absolutely. You buy it back for the same amount that you just sold it for. There's some areas that you cannot buy, like the downtown area, for example. Can't buy that. Everything that's dark colored here is purchasable. So you can buy that land, you can buy this land, that one, not that one because, well, I don't know why not that one, but not that one. And we got other spots too. So you can sell that one, we can sell this one, we can sell this one. What happens if we click on this one? You cannot sell this land because you still have placeable items on it. You have to sell those objects first. All right, well, slightly annoying. So what happens? Well, we go into build mode, we go into delete mode, and here you have to delete every single thing. Everything. So we got to delete that. We got to come over here, whatever that is. I got to delete that. We got to delete this. This stinks still. And if you are new to Farming Simulator, it may not make sense, but like, well, I don't want that stuff there anymore. Oh, and some buildings you can't buy, which is also very annoying. And you have to sell that as well. That's a buildable area. We haven't even talked about that yet. So you got to sell that. Let's see. Grandpa's house right here. Not sellable. You cannot sell that. So there is that. You can't sell this building here. Let's see. This one? Yep, we got to sell that. You have to sell everything. Even the silo right here. Sell that. Oh, yeah. We got this little building here. Got to sell that. And the solar collector right beside it. Those are also connected to some stuff around the main farm. So we have some fences and some gates. Those also get deleted whenever you start deleting those placeable items. Hopefully in the next Farming Simulator, Giants have learned their lesson with that one and stop doing it. Oh yeah, this is a placeable. You got to delete that. There we go. We deleted that. Is that it? Oh, no. We got to sell the farm kiosk as well, which also sells your other entry into it. Oh, and the cows. You got to sell the pen. But in order to do that, I'm going over all. If this sounds really annoying, it should. So we got our cows here. So we need to sell the cows. But to sell the cows, we have to, well, sell the cows first. You can fast travel, which is nice. Animal thing right here. We'll go over to these. Sell. That's also probably something you should do first whenever you load into the game. Sell the cows. They are not doing great, and they're not going to do great for you. So now we've done that. Is that everything? I think I've sold everything. Hey, now we've sold everything. But unfortunately, there's now nothing. And if you ever wanted to buy this land back again, you've got to rebuild it. The good thing is, everything that you sold can be placed down again. It's just kind of annoying. So there's that. But the good thing is, let's say you didn't like the layout, well, you could easily come in here and put your own buildings down. Unfortunately, we don't own the land anymore. You can put any buildings down on any land that you own. So now we own this land, and I can go in here and do my own thing. Maybe I want to put down, I don't know, another house. I have a house, but maybe I want to put down a trailer instead. You could do that. That's totally cool. And any house that you put down, the most recent house that you've placed will be the one that you spawn at as well. So you've got that. Now we do have factories in here as well. Again, we're not talking about factories in this video, but if you needed to put down a tailor shop for whatever reason, well, you could easily do that. Just select your tailor shop, put it right here, boop. And now you got a tailor shop on your main farm. You don't even have to go anywhere. It's our production now. Production menu can be found in here. So in here, you can see we own the tailor shop, and it just tells you what to do. We need to deliver fabric to get clothes. Well, how do we get fabric? Well, in order to make fabric, we need cotton or we need wool. In order to get cotton or wool, we need to harvest cotton or we need to have sheep. And everything turns into a cycle. There's productions for pretty much everything. We've even got a wagon builder where you can deliver planks, which are made at a sawmill. So you have to buy the sawmill first, then you can make the planks, and then fabric, which we just talked about, and a rope. How do you get rope? Well, there's a rope maker. You take cotton, you deliver that or wool, and you get some rope out of it. And then after that, you can build a wagon. So generic basic overview of Farming Simulator Signature Edition. Because it is Farming Simulator 25 in disguise, that's not even disguising it. I think at this point, it's just a couple versions and revisions behind FS25 right now. The good thing is you can look up any tutorials, any Let's Plays, anything with Farming Simulator 25, as long as they're not using mods, and it will work perfectly fine for Farming Simulator Signature Edition as well, which is super duper cool. Would love to hear from you guys. Are you playing Farming Simulator Signature Edition? Are you watching this video to see, do you want it or not? How are you playing as well? Are you using the little joystick thing that turns it into a controller, or using a Pro Controller? Are you playing on the Switch itself? Ooh, this thing is hot, man. It is hot. It's working. I actually haven't played just on the Switch itself yet. This is, I don't know, fine, I guess. All the buttons are there. Yeah, everything works. Driving around. It's cool. Feels weird playing it like this. I feel like I need to like stare straight into it. It looks pretty good. I'm not unhappy with that, but I will tell you, it is hot and the fans are running. So just be careful. This thing is smoking right now. I'm gonna put that back. Also, I don't know why I haven't thought about this, but there are also touch controls as well, so you can use that for looking around. I don't know what happens if the Joy-Cons are just not on there anymore. Can we do anything? Nope. You can look around. That's about it. That's a party tracker right there. Let's just let's put those back on, shall we? Oh, and one more thing that I think that you guys should know about. Whenever we pop over here, if you need to set up some extra buttons, press and hold the home button, and this will bring up this screen right here. So this allows you to stick it in flight mode, which you'd have to do over there. But we also have the GL and GR buttons. So if I wanted to change these up a little bit, let's say I wanted to use the GL. So we'll click that, and then now we just decide what button do we want the GL to be. And I'm thinking we set it to the map. So left button click, and then I don't remember what the right button changes. Okay, the right button changes that. So maybe we set the right one to the same thing. Set that. Oh, oops. Right stick. Now, every time I hit the other button, well, that works at least. I forget that this is a modifier to change this. So I gotta press left and the left back button. But this seems to be working just fine. So it will work. It doesn't work with button combinations. Farming Simulator lives on combinations when it comes to the Switch. So let's see. I've tried. Yeah, Can't use a combo button for it, unfortunately, but it is what it is. So, is Farming Simulator Signature Edition good? I don't know if I would say good or bad. I just say it's Farm Sim 25 with settings turned down and low FPS. But Farm Sim already had low FPS, so I don't know if that's news. Hopefully you enjoyed yourself. Hope you had fun today. If you did, drop a like. Get subscribed if you do. Join the DjGoHam fam. Double check your notifications that way you never miss videos like this one. We haven't posted a lot of videos over here on the mobile gaming channel, but I did want to share them with you nonetheless. If you'd like to see anything more about Farming Simulator Signature Edition, let me know. Otherwise, all tutorials and things like that can be found with Farming Simulator 25 because they are the same. Regardless, hope you have an awesome day. Enjoy playing Farm Sim. We'll see you in the next one.